Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's stream, a Retro Tuesday, where we play games that were from yesteryear, of course. And this week we are looking at Pokemon. We had a popular vote on Twitters and people wanted to see me play the very original Pokemon. So Pokemon Blue, this is what we're going to play. This game was originally released in the West in 1996, so 24 years old now in the West, 25 in Japan, and I have a long history with this game. I did actually pick it up pretty much on when it first launched in Australia and was hooked and have not missed a Pokemon game since. This was then released on the 3DS, which I picked up, and yeah, I really loved getting a chance to relive this game, because while Pokemon Blue is relatively simple by today's standards, certainly if you look at recent Pokemon Sword and Shield and whatever, it doesn't have the same number of Pokemon. Obviously, it doesn't even have color graphics, proper color graphics. It was a Game Boy game, but there is a very high level of playability of this thing still today, which is a little bit surprising perhaps, but it just goes to show the longevity of the thing. So we'll give people a moment or two to jump on and say hello if they'd like to watch as we play Pokemon Blue. And yeah, then we'll get going with the game. We're going to play it right from the start, so you'll get to see the opening cutscene and the first couple of critters that you get to fight. If you've never played Pokemon Blue before, you're in for a bit of a treat, really. It's really good fun, so yeah. Oakley dokley, so I guess we'll get going with it now. Hopefully one or two people jump on as we play along, but of course it is a Tuesday night and still trying to work out exactly what time's the best to play these things for people's convenience. But anyway, so new game, like I said, we're going to be playing from scratch, and then we have the little introduction here. So this was way back when you had to play as a male character. They didn't even have the female character option. This was a pure boys thing. It didn't take long for Pokemon to grow up from there. But let's just call ourselves... Well, we may as well just go with my actual name, hey? Go with my actual name since I don't have any choice. They actually remade this game on the GBA, so they did a colour version of it. I can't remember what it was called exactly. I think it was Pokemon Fire Red and Aqua Blue or something. But that remake, even back then, back on the GBA, that gave you the option of playing as the girl if you'd rather. So it didn't take them long at all to move on for that and realise that all people can enjoy Pokemon. What shall we call our rival? Let's go... Let's go with that. Let's just call him Dude. Because that's a pretty embarrassing name. You can, of course, come up with much more explicit names than that, and a lot of people do. But this is an all ages stream, so I won't do that. Okie dokie. And that's it. That's the introduction. Now we're dropped into the world, and immediately we get to see the very lovely art style. So as simple as this is a very distinctive visual style, and it's really pretty. I really dig the sprite work they used with Pokemon Blue and Red. And I think it's got this really cutesy charm about it. It's functional, of course, but at the same time it's just very visually pleasing, I guess. There is a movie on TV. 4 boys are walking on the railroad tracks. Guess the movie if you can. Of course, it's Stand By Me. Classic road trip. Not really road trip, but coming of age story. So of course this is what this game is vaguely approximating. the child leaving the house and going on their adventures and making it in the world. So this is the little hometown you start at. All 3 buildings of it. There's not much to it because it is a tiny little town. Get to start in the quaint rural areas of Pokemon Land. So one thing I really remember about this game being really neat is this pool of water here. So when you first play the game, obviously you've got no way of interacting with the water, but when you actually come back to it quite a few hours down the track, and you can actually sail on the ocean thanks to a Pokemon ability, and you can fish in the water thanks to a fishing rod and stuff, and you can catch new Pokemon. That suddenly shows you that you've made some real progress in your adventure, and you're coming back home, but in a very different state to when you left. So nice little roundabout way of bringing things back at once eventually. Okay. So we need to go and see Mr. Oaksy. And these are all aids. Oops. It's weird, it doesn't matter how many times I play Pokemon again, I feel this need to talk to absolutely every single character. Don't really know why. I think it's just the experience. I did it. I replayed the original Pokemon dozens of times as a kid. Partly because there were certain Pokemon that you could only get once in a playthrough. So I would actually replay it over and over again to end up with a full party of 6 Pokemon that were all the same, and I had to, like I said, I had to replay it 6 times in order to get the one chance you get to get that Pokemon each time. And all of that took a lot of time, and then for whatever reason, every time I played, I'd talk to every character along the way. I don't know, a bit of OCD going, so... So Oak's not going to let you leave town and go into the big thick grass on your own because Pokemon can attack you. He's going to give you one instead. Alright, so here is one of the most famous choices you make in video gamedom, is you pick your original Pokemon, your starter Pokemon, and of course this is a tradition that every Pokemon game since has maintained in a big way. Each time it's 3 different Pokemon that you get to choose between, but you always choose one of the 3. So we have the choice of the Bulbasaur, which is the little grass Pokemon with a leafy bulb on his back. Do I want him? Let's not choose just yet. Next up, we have the choice of a Squirtle, the little turtle. Or we have the choice of Charmander, the little fire lizard. So all very cute. And if there was somebody on the stream to say hello, I would ask them for which one I should choose. But since I don't have anybody watching just now, I'm going to have to choose myself. I'm going to go with the turtle, I think. I do like the turtle. Squirtle. Squirtle the turtle. And now I have a Squirtle. Don't want to give a nickname to him. Nope. That was another thing. I never really gave nicknames to Pokemon. A lot of people did, but I don't know, for some reason. I think it was because I was also watching the anime at the time, and the anime was... It was a good fun thing, but they never gave their Pokemon nicknames. They just called them by their names, the Pokemon names. Because otherwise it would have got very confusing for audiences. And for whatever reason, I just got in that same habit where I kind of saw the breed or the species of the Pokemon as the name of the Pokemon, and I've never really done the nickname thing as a result. It's weird, I have all these weird habits about Pokemon, and they've kind of stuck with me the entire time that I've been playing the series, and I played them all, of course. I really enjoyed Sword and Shield. I know that was a controversial one, but I really had a great time with it when it was released on the Switch last year, or 2 years ago, or however long it was ago now. Anyway, so Dude, your rival, has picked the Pokemon that is strong against your Pokemon. So because grass is strong against water, he picked the grass Pokemon Bulbasaur. And then he's going to attack you because he wants to test out his Pokemon. And this is your very first fight. So as you can see, very simple little sprites. Things have definitely come a long way since, but... weakened my Pokemon by growling. I'll just have to get him back. I'll tail whip him back. So growl reduces the attack of my Pokemon, but if I tail whip, then the defense of the enemy Pokemon drops down, so it ends up being balanced out. There is a point where at maximum the decline is at its maximum, so it won't go any further after that. So once we get to that point, then I'll be able to just focus on attacking afterwards. Oh, that's another growl. So at the start you don't exactly have many... Oh, that'll help. Critical hit. You don't exactly have many combat options. Your Pokemon only has 2 abilities, but as I'm sure most people that would ever watch this stream would be aware of, they eventually get 4, and those abilities become pretty varied in terms of application. For now though, I won that battle. Squirtle got his level. And I won my very first battle. And of course, Dude's a jerk about it. Because why else would he be called Dude? Okay. So Oak doesn't really seem to have much of a issue with people having Pokemon fights right in the middle of his lab. Pretty chill guy, really. And so... you can return back home, which heals your Pokemon up, which I'll need to do. Alright, so on that note, now I'm ready to go out into the big world and go into the grass, and there's nothing left to do at this town, so on we go, pushing along. Now I don't want to fight battles at this stage, because I haven't got Pokeballs to catch Pokemon. Talk to that guy to get a little free sample, a free potion. Helps you out there. Thank you very much, sir. And so far I'm having good luck avoiding the Pokemon battles. Talk to this guy. That's just a tutorial NPC. He just tells you can leap your way down using the ledges. Useful little trick for later on. Oh, I managed to get all the way to town without running into a single enemy. Excellent. Just what I wanted to do. So this is the first proper town I mean the first place you go, your hometown is really just a tiny little village. And then this village is a little bit bigger. And has the facilities that you need, like a Pokemart there. There's houses, sorry, that's a Poke rest stop. There's a mart there which just sells you goods and stuff. Do I want to learn about the two types of caterpillar Pokemon? No, I'm pretty sure I know them at this stage. This is about the 20th time I've played this game. Anyway, we drop into the shop. And we do a fetch quest. So this nice little convenience store. I like the music of the Pokemon because it has a very Japanese convenience store tune to it, which is always lovely. Anything that reminds me of Japanese convenience stores is great. They're a lot of fun. Australian convenience stores are not much fun, but Japanese ones are quite the delight, and I end up using them quite a lot whenever I'm over there. It's been a while since I've been in Japan now. It's been over a year now. So I am missing it. Okay, so still haven't had to fight a battle, which is surprising. And of course Dude shows back up again because he's a pain. But actually Oak had another request for us, so here we get the Pokedex. It's an encyclopedia which basically records everything that you catch and trade and whatever in the world of Pokemons. And this original Pokemon Blue, has a very limited range of Pokemon by, I guess, by the standards of the series later on. There's only 151 in total to catch, and you can't get them all on one console, one version, because you need to trade with Red to get them. So I think it's about 140 that you can catch on the one game, which is not that many compared to later games in the series, but back then, the quest for catching them all was certainly a delight. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Pokemon Blue and Red is the only time I've gone to the effort to catch every single one and end up with a full Pokedex. Every other time I've been pretty much content just to, well, not to finish the game. I still end up with dozens and dozens and dozens of different Pokemon, but I haven't felt the need to chase down every single one like I did with the original games. It ended up being a bit of a hollow achievement. I remember, with Pokemon Blue, there's a point much later on in the game where a guy's he basically says to you, hey, look, once you've caught all 151 Pokemon, come back and say hello. You go back and say hello and he gives you nothing. The reward for doing so was so anticlimactic it's not funny. But the process of getting there was the real joy, and they do try their best to make that process enjoyable and challenging. You do need to explore the whole world and find some areas which are pretty secret, really. So finally we have a random battle, and we don't have a Pokemon yet to catch it, unfortunately, so I'm just going to run. You don't want to level up your Pokemon too much, because if they get too high level then they ignore you, and I definitely need Squirtle to be available for battle by the time I get to the first gym boss battle thing. And there's still plenty of that to go before we get there. So anyway, now that I've gone and done the favour for this guy, he's going to sell me Pokeballs. Not just give me one to say thanks. No, he's just going to sell them to me. I have the opportunity to buy them under capitalisms. Okay, so I got my 10 Pokeballs. Another little habit I have with Pokemon. For whatever reason, I must absolutely keep my Pokeball numbers in multiples of 5 or 10. I don't know why. I really do have some OCD things about video games. I'm not OCD in real life, but well, in real life outside of video games. But for whatever reason, I have these habits that I pick up, especially with games that I've played for a long time. And having an even, round of 10 or 5 or 10 Pokeballs is one of them. So, we're going to catch our first Pokemon now, I hope. It's a Rattata. Okay, so he's tried to... Now what you do, let's throw the Pokeball. Yay, I got one. That was an achievement. Rattata the rat. Bites anything when it attacks. Small and very quick. So it felt like a treasure trove. It certainly felt like a treasure trove catching your first couple of Pokemon the first time you play. And that's when you realise that you want to explore every bit of grass, because collecting them is really appealing. There we go, Pidgey. That's the other one. Of course, once you play the game enough, you know exactly where you can find most of the Pokemon, and you know when you've tapped out an area of all the different breeds that you can catch. So once I catch this Pidgey, I will be done with this patch of grass. And I'll catch the Pidgey now. Oh, no, I don't want to use a potion. There we go. Not exactly a challenge to catch at this stage of the game, but much later on you will get furious throwing Pokeballs at some of these Pokemon trying to catch them. Some of them are very difficult indeed. But obviously at this stage of the game they want to make it as easy as possible so you can grow up your little collection of Pokemons and feel pretty good about what you're doing. Okay, so now we have injured Pokemon. Let's drop into here. Let's talk to the dude chilling on the lounge. Pokemon Center. I can't believe I forgot what they were called for a second there. There's a Pokemon Center in every town ahead. That's very handy. They don't charge money. Good on them. Socialist Pokemon Health Centers. That's how it should be. Okay. Shall we heal your Pokemon? Yes, thank you. Okay, another thing that I always found funny about Pokemon, this is going to sound stupid when I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you don't heal your Pokemon, if you choose not to, so if I choose not to, what she says next is a little bit weird to me. It's always been a little bit weird to me ever since I played Pokemon for the first time. She just says, we hope to see you again. So that means that she wants to see your Pokemon injured. That's a bit sadistic. Or it possibly means, I guess, she really likes you and she wants to see you again, but I doubt it. She just wants to see injured Pokemon. That's a bit cruel. So another little habit I have with Pokemon, I order them exactly from lowest level to highest level. And it has to be the full order, even though it only matters which is the top one, because the top one's the one that pops out when battle starts. But I always have this thing where I need to have them in nice, neat order. Drove me a little bit crazy. Nexomon, which is a recently released game for Switch and PlayStation 4, which is very much inspired by the traditional Pokemon games, Nexomon. And Nexomon doesn't let you order your creatures in that way. It lets you choose whichever creature is going to go out first in battle, but other than that, it doesn't let you reorder them, and it drove me a little bit nuts that I couldn't order them in a nice, neat line according to level. I have weird habits with Pokemon now that I'm saying them all. Oh, excellent. One of my favourite Pokemon straight away pops up. I don't know how Pidgey looks like a bird at all. That's just a blob. I mean, when you see it enough, you realise it's just the head of the Pidgey. The body's off screen. It's just the head, but it's still a very odd sprite. Some of them look better than others. Alright, we're going to catch me a Nidoran. There are two different types of Nidoran. There's a female and male version. Unfortunately, you can't get the male version on Blue. You have to trade with somebody who has Red. This was one of the first Pokemon which was based by version. So right away they're encouraging you to trade with your mates and whatever within the first 30 minutes of play. Okay, so we caught that one. Now, honestly, I can't actually remember 100% whether there is another Pokemon in here for Pokemon Blue. I actually really can't remember. I'm pretty sure there is. There's another bird to catch. But, I can't 100% remember. Sometimes you have to wander around in the grass for a while to get your chance to catch them. I don't know why I didn't fight that last guy. I need to level my Pokemon up anyway, so... Alright, so Pidgey down. That'll let the Rattata get his experience levels. Or his experience points, because he'll win this battle now. For sure. I'm 99% sure there is one more Pokemon to catch in here. I think it was across Blue and Red. But I think it was a less common one. So I might be wandering around a little while before it shows up. And I will run away from the Pokemon for a while, just because otherwise I've got to keep walking back and forth to heal when I'm Pokemon hunting rather than fighting, so bear with me. This is the grindy side of Pokemon, and I do want to show you the experience, I guess, of desperately hoping that the Pokemon that you really want shows up. Oh, go away, Nidoran. I've already got one. Only needed one, did not need a whole bunch of them. Leave me alone. Come on. Give me the other one. Show up. God damn it. If I don't catch one in the next couple of battles, I'll just move on, because this doesn't make for good footage or entertainment content, as a stream is meant to be. And it's not like I desperately need that extra Pokemon in order to make progress. It's just an optional thing, but I wanted to show you all how I play this game. Alright, we've got 2 more attempts at the battle, I think. 2 more goes for it to show up. Oh. Don't let me escape them. 2 more goes. Come on, birdie. It is a bird, if it's going to show up. 1 more to go. I don't think it's going to show. I'll catch it again later on anyway, I'm pretty sure. It might just be actually Red that has the thing anyway. So I might be wasting my time trying to wander around. Oh no! Last chance and it shows up. Haha! Spiro! I like this one. This is a cute birdie. I knew that was going to happen, that's fine. Squirt will jump in and finish it off anyway. Well, not that I want to finish it off, I want to just weaken it enough. Get one more swing in, especially after a growl. Nothing was worse. Oh, lucky lucky the Spiro actually growled then. Nothing is worse than getting a critical hit when you're trying to catch a Pokemon to accidentally knock it out. And I very nearly did it just then. But thankfully, because he dropped my attack a little bit with that growl, it didn't do quite as much damage and Spiro had 1 hit point left. And just like that, I've caught it. Tiny bird. Eats bugs in grassy areas. It has to flap its short wings to stay high. Flap its short wings at high speed to stay airborne. Everybody has their favourite kind of type of Pokemon, and for me it was definitely the birds. I liked having big groups of birds. There's a couple of ducks later on, and I'm a big fan of ducks, so yeah, I could have an all-bird Pokemon party quite easily, and often did. Often did. What was especially cool was Pokemon Blue and Red had 3 legendary bird Pokemons, which were all super powerful. One used fire, one used lightning, one used ice, and catching those 3 was great because that basically gave you your party. All you needed for multiplayer battles after that was those 3 plus Mewtwo. Mewtwo you catch much later on. He's like the end game bonus, but yeah. Alright, so now we've got to level up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Before moving on to the next section. And done. Done. Okay, experience up for Pidgey. I'll get them all to level 4, I think, and then progress is my goal. If I can get them all up to level 4, then we should be ready to tackle the next part. Pidgey vs Pidgey. Of course, my Pidgey was already injured, so this will be over and done with. But then I'll get the Rattata out and level him up instead. Ooh, nearly. Oh, Pidgey got so close. Even in his injured state. Fought like a trooper. Okay, Rattata. Steal the win. There we go, Rattata's already leveled up. Excellent. So you would have noticed just then when he leveled up, he only has 4 stats. Pokemon Blue and Red was limited in terms of its stat tracking. I think it was immediately after with Pokemon Gold and Silver that they added another 2 stats in there, and haven't looked back since then. But yeah, early Pokemon did not have so much going for it in terms of the tactical side of leveling characters up and whatever, leveling monsters up. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Nidoran is pretty weak at the start. At level 3, Nidoran is very weak. Doesn't do much damage. Stats, strength stat is quite low. So I'll use this trick where you just swap the Pokemon out and then they share the experience point bonus. For defeating the enemy. I'll go and heal after this. I need to anyway. Okie dokie. So there we go, Nidoran got 11 experience and so did Rattata. Now wander back up to the Poké Center, heal my little monsters up, and then try to do the experience point thing again for them. I can't remember how long Pokemon Blue was to finish just the main story. I think it was relatively brief. Perhaps 30 or 40 hours, I want to say. I mean, it kind of depends how much time you spend leveling up Pokemon and trying to catch every single one along the way, but it was long by Game Boy RPG standards. Game Boy RPGs were definitely not as long as RPGs tend to be these days. But it was not long by Pokemon standards, because most Pokemon games ended up blowing out to like 40, 50 hours long, 60, if not longer. Pidgey. So Pidgey will die if I fight one more round, because Pidgey is slower than Rattata and stuff. I'm getting there. I am getting there. There we go. Didn't even injure the Rattata. Alright, so let's get another battle going. The good thing for grinding in this one is the combat, the random encounters come very fast if you're in the grass, so you never have to spend too long wandering around in circles. All the games I was going to play on the stream tonight were grindy anyway. The other poll options I had for people that follow me on Twitter, and you can follow me, I've never actually mentioned it on the stream, but if you are listening in on this after I record or whatever and you're interested in following me on Twitter, it's Matt Sainsby. MATTSAINSB. You can follow me there. And yeah, I put out a poll each week to see what games people would like me to play. This week it was all going to be grindy. The other options were Final Fantasy 1 on the NES, which is a very grindy game indeed. Heroes of Might and Magic on the Game Boy Color, which is... it's a strategy game, but it is a grind as well. And Defender of Oasis, which was a Game Gear game, which is another primitive RPG, was also very grindy. So I was in the mood to grind tonight, is the point. So I've got one more Pokemon that I want to get up to level 4 before I push on. And you would have seen from that, Pidgey doesn't have anywhere near the impressive stats that Rattata does at this early level. Pidgey's attack strength is less than 10. Rattata's is already up at 11, I think, at the same level. But they all grow in different ways. Pidgey ends up with some pretty powerful attacks compared to Rattata. Rattata is just a normal Pokemon. It's useful in the early part of the game, but you generally want to trade it pretty early. Trade it being drop it out of the group, because it doesn't level up as impressively as the other Pokemon do. But right now it's definitely holding down the fort for my team. Okay, should only have to fight one more battle. Let's just check. $17 experience points. So 2 more battles and the Nidoran will level up. Well, possibly 2. At most 2. If I get really lucky with a higher level enemy, it'll be 1. But probably not. No, it'll be 2. So, let's just do the change straight away. Let's give Spiro a go. Much better character sprite than Pidgey. Once again, it's just the head, but you can actually see much more definition in terms of the design of it. So it was a much more impressive bird that you could catch early on. But poor old Spiro. Oh, here's a good trick. Here's a good opportunity actually. Since the Pidgey's got virtually no health left, I might as well just give all the experience to the Nidoran. Oh, what'd I do? I growled. I used the wrong attack. I meant to tackle. There we go. And that's a level up for Nidoran. Hopefully that's a good stat increase. Not really. 9 attack's not too bad, I guess. Alright, so after that, it's time to move on, I think. Let's continue our little journey. I'll heal up. Alright, I will buy a couple of Pokeballs because, like I said, I have a need to have exactly 10 in my wallet when I go, so I'm 4 short right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not much cash left, but that's alright. At this stage of the game, it's not like you need to use it for much. So we'll just drop in here because we haven't said hello in here. This is just a little school. So one of the things I do like about the Pokemon RPGs is that they do fill their little towns with basically stuff that isn't necessary for the game. It's not directly driving the plot forward. It's not an enemy to fight. It's just there for flavor and color. And not many JRPGs on the Game Boy, in fact these days in too, not many games have that kind of just stuff that's there for personality. There's no reason for this house to be here. One of those people just talk about naming Pokemon. The other one just says that my dad likes to collect Pokemon. So, you know, that kind of stuff is not necessary, but it just adds some personality to the game. This guy actually blocks you. That guy actually blocks you from making progress because he's in a cranky mood because he hasn't had his coffee. It's just to stop you from going up here before you're ready to. But yeah, I'd already done everything I needed to. So here we go. Now we can avoid that because we've already caught all the Pokemon that are available in this area. Those little balls there are treasures, treasure chests, whatever, but until you can cut that down, there's an ability that lets you do that later. You just have to remember that they're there so you can come and pick them up later on at this stage. Okay, chat to this person. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is the first kind of dungeon environment as such that you need to explore. So between the towns there are these kinds of areas which are dungeons. You explore them, you collect Pokemon, you fight enemies, enemy trainers, you collect some treasure. So a Pokeball, so I've got 11 now. Need to use one. I will soon enough. So you get the opportunity to catch some new Pokemon. So here we go, a Caterpie. I will certainly try my best to catch one of these. So they give you some bug Pokemon nice and early. Again, it's part of the way, I guess, to explain to you how the game works, because bug Pokemon do evolve quite quickly, and they turn into their higher forms very early on, within a couple of levels, and you do need that so you know how that works. Not every Pokemon evolves, but a lot of them have a second or third stage. Both of the bug Pokemon that you catch in this forest have 2 stages to grow through. As you would have noticed, there aren't exactly many tutorials in this game. Back in these days, back with the Game Boy RPGs and whatever, they taught you by playing. A skill that I think a lot of developers would do well to remind themselves of. These days it's all a little bit lazy with the tutorials that just go on and on and on and on and treat you like you're a bit of an idiot. Much better to just learn by play. So, its short feet are tipped with suction pads. It's basically a caterpillar. Nope. That's not my preferred bug though. I want to catch the other one if I can. Oh! It's Pikachu himself. The mascot, the icon, the hero of Pokemon. If you missed him, you felt pretty bad about it. I'm pretty sure this is the only place you can actually catch him in the original Pokemon. So if you missed him, you went through and he's not the most common guy to show. He doesn't show up all that often in this forest. So if you missed him, which was entirely possible, I remember my brother did it the first time he played a Pokemon Red through. if you miss him, then you have to go back or just play without him. But he's useful, not so much for the first boss, which comes up soon. The second boss is a water-using boss, and oh, I don't know why I did that. That was stupid of me. Is a water-using boss, and it's useful to have a Pikachu around for that. Anyway, Pidgey's going to get zapped soon. Once Pidgey gets zapped, that's it for Pidgey. I don't know why I threw him out there, that was just dumb of me. Bye, Pidgey. Because electricity takes birds down good and quick. Let's try... Actually, I haven't got that many options. Let's go with Rattata. He's probably my best bet because electricity is pretty good against water enemies too. So the turtle's not going to be much use either. But that's alright. I'll just injure him. Okay. I should be able to catch him now. So let's throw a Pokeball. Come on, Pikachu. Don't. There we go. Excellent. I have a Pikachu now. Mouse. Unfortunately, because I already had a full party, I'm actually going to have to go all the way back to the village down here in order to rearrange my Pokemon. But I'm definitely going to add the Pikachu to the party. They didn't have running shoes with this Pokemon, and I remember, funny enough, little story, when Nintendo re-released Pokemon Blue and Red onto the 3DS via the Virtual Console, there was a few confused players because Pokemon's been around for 24 years now, so a lot of younger people who obviously hadn't played the original Pokemon, they go and download it, interested to see what it was like, and they are so used to holding the B button to run around with the dash shoes on that they were trying to do that with this game and they couldn't, and they were very upset about that. So, who do we drop? We'll get rid of Caterpie. Like I said, not a big fan of the Caterpie. It's only because the other bug Pokemon turns into something much cooler. Later on, Caterpie turns into a butterfly. The other Pokemon turns into a bee. Bees are pretty cool. Ah, damn. I need to heal the Pikachu up because he got injured before I caught him, so I'll just do that. Later Pokemon games actually heal the Pokemon in the box, so... There's all these small improvements that have happened, quality of life improvements beyond the obvious improvements from one generation to the next. A lot of little quality of life things have happened in Pokemon in the years since. But the base game has never changed, and that's what people really like about Pokemon. It's also what some people find grating about the series. It has been very resistant to change. But I would suggest that if Nintendo or Game Freak was to do anything too dramatic with Pokemon, they'd actually lose more fans than they'd gain. So sticking to tradition for this series is probably the right move. Alright, that last Pokemon is just going to show up as I wander around. Because they're very common indeed. Probably show up in the next battle or two. Nope, that's a Caterpie. Don't want that. Do not want that. Let's just run away. Anyway, we'll fight our first battle. Oh no, he doesn't fight. We'll fight a battle soon enough. This guy does. If you run into their field of vision, they attack you. But you want to fight them because not only do they give you plenty of experience points, but you get some cash out of beating them. Not much in the bug catchers cases, but a little bit of cash. There we go, that's the other Pokemon I really want. Look at him, he's so cute. So cute. No. Let's give Nidoran a rest because Nidoran's going to lose that battle. Let's use Spiro. Because Spiro's got an attack called Peck, and Peck does a lot of damage to Weedles. Super effective. Don't get poisoned. Ah! He poisoned my Pokemon. Poison is the worst ability in this game. If your character gets poisoned, it's just the worst. Okay, Nidoran leveled up. Excellent. Okay, so they're going to use a... Let's give Pidgey a run. Pidgey's also a bird, so Pidgey's also pretty useful against bugs. Oh, no, that's right. I forgot about that. In the original Pokemon Gust, the ability, that is considered a normal attack. And as a normal attack, it just does normal damage to a Caterpie, rather than a flying attack such as Peck, which the Spiro used. And later games redefined Gust as a flying ability, as it should be. But as a result, they also then made Pidgey's first attack to be a tackle rather than a Gust. So Pidgey's always been a bit neutered in terms of starting out not being able to use flying attacks. There we go. So let's level those two up. Pidgey got a level, excellent. Oh, his attack's 10 now, good. Ooh, and Sand Attack. Sand Attack's a great attack. Oh, and Rattata got a level as well. Everybody's leveling up. So Sand Attack actually drops the accuracy, meaning that the enemy Pokemon is more likely to miss with an attack. And you do that enough, and it really messes with the opponent's Pokemon. It's one of the most useful abilities. Never get rid of that one once your Pokemon has learnt it. In fact, it's one of the best reasons to keep Pidgey around for a long time, because Pidgey just Sand Attacks everything. So they never hit, and then you have an easy run. You can whittle down the health of the tougher monsters. So anyways, you just saw all that flashing on the screen. That's what happens when a Pokemon gets poisoned. They don't recover from poison after the battle, and they lose 1 hit point every step they take after that. That is another thing that I'm pretty sure later Pokemon games dealt with. Certainly lots of other RPGs got rid of that later on. I can't remember if Pokemon actually did or not. Pretty sure it did. I play so many of these things that they all kind of roll together in terms of the specifics of some of these abilities, but 99% sure that later Pokemon games at least didn't make you lose health with every step after a Pokemon got poisoned. Alright, so back into the forest we go. Now we still need to catch a Weedle. So far all we're getting is Caterpies. We'll go up this way. Not that it matters much, because I'm going to fight those guys anyway, but you can dodge past that guy if you don't want to fight him by going up the other aisle. I mean, the earlier character said that this is like a natural maze or whatever, but it's not really. There's not much. There's not many wrong directions you can take. Let's just get this done with. String shot. I don't mind when enemies use string shot, like the Weedles and whatever use string shot, because while it slows my Pokemon down, it also means they're not hitting me with poison attacks that might poison my Pokemon instead. So Kakuna, right. So this is an annoying Pokemon to fight. Not that it doesn't do anything but Harden, which is an ability that increases the Pokemon's defensive rating, but by the time it's hardened itself up a lot, you're not doing much damage to it with each attack, so it's just a long battle to work through. Unless you're hitting them with, you know, special attacks, like super effective attacks like Peck. Which is why I kept the Spiro out there in the battle right now. Because he'll finish him off relatively quickly. 4 attacks to get there. There we go. 2 down. And Spiro got a level. Excellent. Look at that attack rating. 13. It's a cannon. What the hell, I'll just keep him out there. Oh, there we go, Poison Sting. It's probably going to get poisoned now. Oh, didn't. Excellent. Alright. String Shot means I'm going to defeat this enemy without having to worry about poison. Excellent. Got through that nice and easy. Oh, and Spiro got another level. Now it's my most powerful Pokemon. Look at that attack rating. 15. Yeah, you go and do that, matey. Okay, so that's the upper edge of the forest. Let's wander down this way. Ah, that is not one we want to catch. That's the first evolved form of the Caterpie. So I actually already have that, effectively. I just need to level the Caterpie up, which I'm not going to do right now. Because I do want to get a Weedle, and that's it. And I want to get out of here. The forest is creeping me out. Well, this is a nice run. Grab that. Some more treasure. I think I've got all the treasure now. I don't think there was anything else to grab out of this forest. Have to fight this battle. One more bug catcher to deal with, I think. Maybe 2. No, I'm pretty sure it's just 1 more. High level Weedle to finish with. Let's just deal with that guy. Let's be lazy and give the Spiro the kill. Probably level Spiro up to level 8, but I'm being lazy. Ooh, critical hit. But not poisoned. That's the main thing. See, even super effective, it's still not quite enough to do half the damage of the Pokemon. That's a high level Weedle, that is. Just testing your skills before it lets you escape the forest is the point. Oh good, didn't get poisoned twice in a row. Now obviously you can't catch the Pokemon of that other rivals are using, so that's why I haven't tried to throw a Pokeball at any of those monsters that I've been fighting there. Nidoran got another level. Not bad at all. And Spiro did not. Okay. Okay. Let's keep wandering up. There we go. That's the end of the... That is the end of the forest. But I do want to try and catch a Weedle if I can. I'm 99% sure you can catch Weedles in Pokémon Blue. I don't think that was one of the ones that was locked off. Pretty sure it wasn't. Feels stupid if I spend half an hour running around trying to catch a Weedle and there's no Weedles in Pokémon Blue. But I'm pretty sure that was never an issue. Like 99% sure. What will improve my luck is if I rearrange my Pokemon around. So they're in nice neat order. And here we go. Come on. Give me a Weedle. Give me a Weedle. Ah! Not a Weedle. That's the evolved form. That's not good enough. I want Weedle. But at least I know for sure that Weedles do show up in the grass, because otherwise the Kakuna would not. So I definitely can catch myself a Weedle in here. Just a matter of patience, peeps, and we were patient for me to catch that Spiro not long ago, so we can be patient here too. Pikachu's a good sprite. Either way, whether you're fighting one or fighting with one, they obviously put a lot of effort into making sure Pikachu was a good-looking monster in this game. He was always going to be the mascot, I think. Because obviously they released the game before they started the anime. But he was always going to be the one that was focus grouped into being the most popular. Anyway, like we did with the last one, with that Spiro, I will give myself another 3 battles for a Weedle to show up. Because when I give myself a limit, they end up showing up. That's my luck. So that's 1 battle, 2 to go, and then I give up on catching that Weedle. Two more battles. 2 more chances. No, the game is obsessed with throwing metapods at me. 1 more battle. 1 more chance. See if I get lucky the last time. Just like I got lucky with catching a Spiro in my last attempt. Last random battle. Give me a Weedle. Nope. No luck this time, unfortunately. That's alright. I can always come back offline, off stream, and catch it before next week's stream if I continue to do Pokemon, so let's just ignore that for now. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Have you noticed the bushes on the roadside? They can be cut down with a special Pokemon move. Thank you very much. Yeah. Some Pokemon can only be found in special areas. Who would have thunk it? Okay, now we're at the next little town. This is where the first gym battle is. Where you fight your first boss. Gym leaders are the bosses. There's 8 of them to fight. As I'm sure anybody who's ever played a Pokemon game knows. There's exactly 8 to fight. And once you're dealt with all 8, you get to go and fight the Elite 4. And then it's the narrative side of the game is over. There's still post-game stuff you can do, but the narrative side of the game is done. Right, so on all of that note, we're going to call an end to the stream today. Hopefully a couple of people watch it back, I guess, over the week, because, yeah, that was a lot of talking with nobody to talk to. I always feel a bit silly if nobody ends up watching it, but I'm sure there'll be some people that jump on and watch the catch-up. I may well do this again next week because it's a bit hard to really get into a Pokemon game from 1 hour, 1 stream. So yeah, if you see me playing it again next week, be sure to jump on and say hello. Otherwise, have a great week. We've got plenty of reviews going up on digitallydownloaded.net this week, including 13 Sentinels, the Mario Collection, and what's the other big one we've got to review? Moro Crystal, which is a dungeon crawler that is a little bit eye-opening for reasons which we'll get into in the review. But otherwise, enjoy the games that you're playing, whatever you're playing, and we will see you next time.